some things that you all do in general to make sure that there are those connections for folks in the culture. So I'm going to start with David and let us know some of those principles that you all operate with that keep your culture thriving.
So I think one of the things that we believe is that the strength of a culture and the bonds and trust between people is directly correlated to the amount of human-to-human connection people have that is not in a work context. Okay? So when you are in an office, that tends to take care of itself, like you have in your space. When you're completely co-located, usually the default is we're just talking about work, it's all transactional, and we don't end up with that human connection. It's not like I'm just going to hop on Zoom and there's going to be someone I'm going to have like a water cooler conversation. So you have to be really intentional about engineering that. So we also get everyone together once a year. We get teams together for retreats, like the customer success team or my leadership team, whatnot. But what we do, one thing we do really that I think is really special that still works at 40 people. When we get over 50, we may have to start breaking up into subgroups. Is something called Question Friday, and most people who might look at it and say, this sounds like a waste of time. So, guys, you're spending 30 minutes on a Friday morning with the whole company doing something that's not work-related. And we actually think it's probably one of the most important things we do as a company to create this cohesiveness. Every month, someone is basically assigned question master, so that for 4 weeks, they get on this Zoom call at 9 a.m. on Friday. It's optional. A lot of people show up. And they ask a question that's typically personal in nature. And we all get to go around and share about ourselves in some way. And sometimes they're deep, vulnerable questions. Sometimes they're more, kind of surface level things. But we really get to learn about each other and see this shared humanity across cultures, across offices, across teams. And that makes a huge difference. And I think, we've even talked about, when we get to 100 or 200 people, we'll probably do like a random generator. So you're always getting different people, but you're not just with the people that you're working with, you're still getting a cross-section of the whole company. So that's one of the things that we do. And we also have all-hands meetings on Monday and Wednesday for different purposes as well.
So you really prioritize,
yes,
that face-to-face interaction because you believe in that human connection.
Exactly.
And it doesn't all have to be about work.
Right.
right. I need a beer every now and again.
Yeah.
What about you, Lori?
We do the same thing. Like, we understand that work is one part of people's lives. And so online, we try to replicate some of the things that happen more organically in a co-located office. So we have websites that are dedicated to gaming, to music, to pets, to homeownership, to jokes, to puns, all sorts of things. And we have Slack channels for those same things. And we have Zoom dance parties where, at a certain time for 10 minutes, we'll get on and just, someone picks some music and we dance. So we're creating experiences for people to connect. And that is important. Like, we try to emphasize that work is one part of your whole self.